Hello everyone, welcome to part 4 of this tutorial series. Hope you've enjoyed all the videos so far, and I hope you will enjoy this video. I'm going to start. This is just a bit of a preview of what we'll have done by the end. I changed physics around a little bit. So some faster X and Y, or some faster X movement, and then the gravity is a little faster, as well as the player jumping. So but it's just like he gets pulled back down faster. There's death. There's lava blocks. There's also trampolines. Happy to be able to do that. There is also you'll notice there's a bit of a curve on the edges of the squares, and I also added a method of easier level creating. So that's all we'll cover in this tutorial, and let's get to it. So here's where we left off. We had some good physics, alright, let's start by adding some radius. So let's go to let's draw a square function. Alright, to do it, say set pen size to, so you have to make a, so add a label, radius, and then an input, radius. Okay, so you're going to set the pen size to radius. Alright, now when you set the length, take this out and then grab a plus. Put this in the left hand side, and the plus, put in a divided by radius divided by 2. So half of the radius. And then when you repeat length, grab a minus, repeat length minus radius. Okay, right here we have y minus height divided by 2. Grab a plus and put radius divided by 2. And right here you're going to do minus radius divided by 2. Right, and just like that, everything's actually the same though. But if you were to go to where you draw and say radius of like 5, then you'll notice then the edges are a little bit curved, and you make that a little bit bigger. Do 9. All right. But yeah, so it's pretty nice. Next was we're gonna edit the physics a little bit. So change X velocity by 1.5 is what I've found to be pretty good. And then let's say negative 1.5, and then down here negative 1, negative 2 is good. And then for the jumping, 14 is what I found to be nice. Right, so it's just a little bit more, it's a little faster, but I think it's nice. So also you can add a little bit of radius to the player. Also, something I've noticed is that there's this weird effect that'll happen, or weird like flashing that can happen with the player or any squares if you don't have any radius. So you want to at least have a radius of 2, and then all that'll be gone. Alright, moving forward, let's do some lava. So it's actually fairly easy. Right here, say if item index of kind is equal to L, and set pen color to red, or whatever you want to color your lava to be. I'm doing red because it's the usual lava color. And then at the bottom here, We have the less than negative 180, grab an or, and equals, and touching is equal to true. So right now, right, actually it'll be false, but and then right before that you need to say touching lava. So just like that, we should have some deaths. So if I were to have that second Scrubby lava, dig back again, jump up, and he kills me. Just like that. Alright, so that's pretty nice. Alright, next is the trampoline. So this is gonna be a bit more, but start to get that kind of T trampoline. You can do yellow, or blue. I like blue. And then down right after the sideways movement, X velocity and all that, grab a hash, or I mean a touching, and T. And then say if is equal to true. And that'd be touching. So if you're touching any trampolines. And then if you are, you can have two if statements. And you say if is greater than blank. And duplicate this. And then for this next part, we're gonna need something extra. We're gonna create another variable, and we're gonna call it hash. And then when you have the touching right here, when you set touching to true, you're gonna set hash to index. Right here, I'm gonna say if. Oh, and also you need to create to this X velocity and Y velocity so that you can because with the trampolines we're gonna make so that you can bounce them. You can change. You can make so that some bounce you pretty high, some bounce you not so high, some bounce you like 1,000, whatever. And we're gonna make so that you can also bounce the player sideways, which is gonna be pretty cool. So to do that, you're gonna create some more labels. So X velocity, Y velocity, Y velocity. Okay. And then you're gonna add X velocity and Y velocity to X velocity and Y velocity. Those. Right. Now go to the beginning, or go to setup, and you're gonna delete all of X velocity and Y velocity. Alright, and then down here I'm going to say if item of X velocity, then it's going to be item hash. So the trampoline you're touching, if the X velocity that's been inputted inside of the trampoline that you're touching is greater than blank, so yeah, because that means you can just put it blank if you don't want it to set the X velocity. So if it's not blank, then you're going to set X velocity to item hash of X velocity, and set Y velocity to item hash of Y velocity. Alright, so let's try that out. So right here, velocity 10, velocity 30. Try that. Oh, and then make this a trampoline. And just like that, bounces you. It's pretty neat. And so yeah, and something you're gonna want to add is when you bounce the player with X velocity or Y velocity, you want to actually multiply what's gone inputted and multiply it by 5, because it's just easier when you don't have to input such big numbers when you're encoding. So then I only have to do 6 here. And then it's just a lot easier. Alright, and now something we're gonna want to add is we're gonna make an easy something that makes it easier for encoding levels, for creating levels. Because right now, you know, if I were to make another block, like maybe higher up, then I have to like cut a square, x 100 because I want it to be the same, and then y like 400, you know. And then if you have a big level, it's gonna get pretty difficult, you know. Having to like it's just gonna be kind of hard as the values start to get bigger and bigger, and it can really confuse you. So I'm gonna make two variables. Call one block x, and another one block y. And inside at the beginning of setup, I'm going to set block x and block y to 0. And inside of the encode, instead of adding x and y to your list, you're going to add block x and block y to your list. And and what you're going to do is you're going to change block x by x and change block y by y, which is just pretty nice. So if you add, it just offsets based off of the last square that's created. So try this, and then kind of switch these around. So 100, 100, and then 200. Like, and now it's just like it's so much easier to create more, because then like I could duplicate this, and then this next trampoline will be just as far from as this one was from this block. It will be just that far from this block, and it's just really easy to work with. Rather than like, yeah, it's just so much easier. Alright, anything else? No, I think that's it. So yeah, try to change. Something that's fun to do is change the player size. It's kind of fun because like it's just so easy to change the player size. All you have to do is just change that variable and get set. Ooh. And just before I end, let's do some level designing. So just give you some ideas. So start out with this one. I'm gonna make the player a little bigger. And then I'm gonna make this square not so far. A little higher, 120. And the idea is that you just like kind of jump against it, and it's gonna bounce you that way, and then there'll be a thing waiting to bounce you that way, and it'll keep getting bounced between. So I'll say x velocity -6. Get this. -200. That's it. And then see how that looks. Okay, so too high, 70. And then this one will have an x velocity of 6. So just hide this list. So it needs to be a little higher up. Actually, 100. That was perfect. Just what I've been waiting for. Just like, boom. Just like this, solid. Alright, so then duplicate this. And with our new thing, it's just super easy to make more levels. So I can say 260, then -6. And just like that. And I could make another one. I could duplicate this entire one. Just like that. Click the green flag again. Oh, it like skips there. Okay, so it obviously starts gaining. So I'll make all of them a little, at least 20, like that. Oh, well, you can play around with this. Super nice. You can just leave things empty if you don't want them to bounce at all. So you got some lava, some trampolines with custom X velocity, Y velocity inputs. So add some easier level designing. Some better physics. I just like it a lot better. It's just faster like that. And yeah, so I'd say this is pretty successful. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next tutorial.